Yes, so SUs, Deepak, Fatima, Samsung, Sunita, and Uma. How many of you are excited for today's session? Type E. How many of you are excited for today's session? Type E or excited. I could see, yes, Deepak is excited, Uma is excited, Sunita is excited. Wonderful, wonderful. Fantastic. So here we have a special guest with us, Sana Shaikh. She is a master in dietitian and food service and management, clinical dietitian with experience in hospital, long-term care and public health. Work with 1,000 clients across India and Canada. Speaker for Defense Academy and Tech Mahindra and multiple wellness programs. So here I welcome, I really express the gratitude, Sana. We met after long and it's the first time I'm having an interview with Sana. Welcome, Sana.
Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. So yes, we are doing this. This is my first collaboration and interview with Sana. So I have a request. Let me just tell you how the routine is going on for today. So I will be asking to Sana like around 5 to 10 questions, okay? And she will be answering, okay? And if you have any question, you can note down in your diary. And if you have your own personal question, you can also ask at the end. And also, people who are not a part of this 90 days challenge, they can have a one-on-one with me, and you can have a continue this journey with me. Okay. So right now, I just want to uh, say thanks to Amit. He's our 90-day student. Ashwini, Nirja, Varun. Not Varun is Kanan. Kanan, you can rename your device. Shalini, yes. And we have Mohammed ji. Mohammed ji, apne video ko on karo. Supriya, you can switch on a video. Okay. Uma, if possible, you can also switch on a video. So that it looks good. अपने लोग को वीडियो ऑफ नहीं करना चाहिए. अपने लोग को वीडियो ऑन करना चाहिए. Okay. Yes. So yes, good, Sana. Here I'll just not taking so much of time. Let us jump into the first question. Sana, are you ready? And how much you are excited for today's session?
I am very excited and I'm very ready, so you can start.
Yes, yes, yes. So everyone listen very, very carefully. I'm not that good in interview, but still I'm taking first time. So here is my first question. How does what we eat affect muscle tension, especially around neck and shoulder?
All right. So, first of all, whatever we eat, everything is important. Your lifestyle is important. Uh, the biggest mistake what we do usually, we treat our neck pain as a location problem instead of finding out the solution and the root cause. So it could be stress, it could be our skipped meals, it could be dehydration, it could be low B12 or vitamin D deficiency, it could be poor sleep. All these things together connect with pain. When we see neck pain, just because we know that we'll do some exercise and we'll be fine, we will be fine, of course, but then you have to fix the root cause of why it has started. People just believe that it's because of sleeping poorly, or the pillow is not right, the bed sheet or the bed thing is not right, the mattress is not right, something or the other, but they do not really find the root cause and solve that problem. So I think nutrition plays a very important role in this.
Great, great. That is a very important, valuable insight you have given. Lot of people who don't give priority to their health, their water intake, and their sleep pattern and stress level. Wonderful. Let me come to the next question. I'm just giving a refreshing the question. What is the biggest mistake people make when trying to fix their neck pain on their own?
Okay, the biggest mistake, as I said, they just find the location problem. They just think that, the neck is the only problem. They do not find why the problem is prevailing. And what they do is they just keep on doing stuff for the neck, or sometimes it's just gone. They just live with their neck pain as if it's a normal thing. Because I've seen people, I meet people and they have like a neck shoulder pain. And they are like, yeah, it's always there. I don't know why it's there, but it's there. And they just live with that. Either they take medications for pain relief medications, or, they'll just forget about it. But the pain and the stretch and the tension is always there. So I think the biggest mistake what people do is they try to take medications instead of actually solving the problem. Because I have seen a lot of my patients do that. They have some pain, any pain, random pain, and they'll just take a painkiller and they'll be okay. But then it keeps coming, and that is the reason we try to solve the root cause instead of just giving you one pill and finishing the stuff for us.
Absolutely, that is a bigger mistake. They feel this medicine will help them permanently, but it gives you a side effect also. That's correct. That's correct. Okay, so and the second question, why do some people practice yoga regularly but still wake up with stiffness and neck pain and shoulder pain?
Yeah, so I've seen people beautifully stretching themselves, but then they fuel themselves terribly. So, you can't outstretch your nutrient deficiencies. You can't outstretch your like yoga chronic dehydration. So think of it like you're watering a plant every day and then keeping it in a dark cupboard. So you're watering your plant is your yoga. But then you need the sunlight, you need your vitamin D, you need your water, you need everything else. It's not just the water. So the plant will always suffer if it's kept in a dark environment, right? So the body needs movement, but it also needs nutrition and everything else. So the stress plays important role here, the meditation plays important role here, the nutrition is very important. If there are deficiencies, we cannot solve anything.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a chain. Like you should follow all this thing, and then only it will give you in a permanently relief. Otherwise, just focusing on balm, yoga, or other thing, it doesn't help you. Very insightful.
One more,
Okay,
Gajendra. The
yeah.
I have sent you all a form, right, to fill, and I received a lot of comments on that. So I have seen a lot of you have vitamin D and B12 deficiency. I want to know how many of you are vegetarian in the group. Just type vegetarian or just type I. I want to know how many of you are vegetarian.
Type V for vegetarian and V for non-vegetarian.
Yeah, so there are vegetarian people, a lot of vegetarian people. Okay, great. Okay, I will come back to it when I do the presentation. You can ask the next question.
Okay, thank you, thank you. In your experience, how does stress at work, home silently translate into physical neck tension?
Okay, the stress. Oh my God, the stress is so important because what happens is people really don't care about what they are doing with themselves. Um, like even a small habit of emotional stress, it can be very sneaky. It doesn't scream, it doesn't tell you. There are so many things that are trapped on your neck and shoulders. You'll be a better person to explain this, but then the stress is usually going through on the upper part of our body, and the body tightens itself to protect you, and that protection comes with a pain. And a lot of people, they're carrying everyday arguments, their deadlines, childhood patterns, everything is in their neck. So if their body, they're treating it like an emotional storage locker. Till the time they remove all the stress, till the time they work on their stress, I don't think they will be able to, completely go off their neck problems.
Very true, very true. I in my day two workshop I discuss about anatomy where I tell if you have a carrying a lot of stress, your muscle get tight. It becomes so tight like a rock. Once you start breathing, once you're having a proper water and nutrients, it started get releasing, and you'll feel open up and you can move more easily. Very good, insightful. Yes. All right. So next question I will ask you here: what food habit do you see most common in India that directly worsen neck and shoulder pain?
Okay. So the first thing what people do is start their day with tea or coffee. I'm not saying you should stop your tea or coffee, but then on your empty stomach, when you drink tea or coffee, you're actually increasing your cortisol hormone. Now, what is cortisol hormone? It's a stress hormone. Again, that stress will come on your neck. So that is the first mistake what I see in a lot of people, like 99% of Indians, they do that. The second thing what I've seen is people skipping breakfast altogether, because morning mein everybody is doing something or the other, running for college, running for offices, maybe cooking, preparing everything, everybody's meal, and then they forget to have breakfast. They'll just have coffee or they'll have tea and they're done. So I think that is the biggest mistake what we do. Also, there are like a long gaps, and then they have heavy meals. So even all of these get your hormones, like the cortisol hormones, up, and then again the stress is up. So I think there's like all this thing, they're creating a blood sugar dip, they're creating inflammation, they are creating muscle fatigue, and your neck basically is running a marathon without snacks or water. So it will give up eventually.
Very true, very true. This is the biggest mistake actually most of the people they do. And not only in the morning, they have like a 3, 4 glass of coffee and tea. So, and not even, and they're expecting like your neck and your body will work that way. So, very truly is that. Yeah. Okay, let's jump into the next question. Uh, is there any connection between neck pain hormones, especially for women? Here, there are a lot of women here.
Okay. So absolutely, especially for women, we go through a lot of hormonal changes every single day. So it's not just once a month, once a week, it's every single day. So if you see a man's body and a woman's body, it works very differently. A woman's body is so much of cycles and everything going on that especially during your menses, before menses, during your PMS, like the premenstrual syndrome, the cortisol goes up, our magnesium levels drop, sleep gets disturbed, and then the neck is the first place that reacts. So women often think that they are tired, or must be because of my menses coming in, or must be because of this or that. They're just fixing their problem in their head, like maybe this is the reason that it is happening, but they don't understand that it's a hormonal stress which is sitting on their shoulders. So it could be your as I said, cortisol going up. I think the major hormone that right now plays a very important role is cortisol, which is a stress hormone. I'll tell you what happens when you're stressed. Whenever you're stressed, it could be because long hours of working, an argument, maybe you're seeing something, you're reacting to something. The cortisol levels are always high. So we need to work on our cortisol levels. You can actually, the yoga really helps first thing to calm down your cortisol, but at the same time breathing helps. I think Gajendra is very good at breathing and yoga session, so that helps. Sleep helps, but obviously if your magnesium is gone, then the sleep will be disturbed. So you can go for almonds or turmeric milk or something like that bedtime, so that you can sleep properly. So all of these are, there is a connection between hormones and your neck pain.
Great, great. Everyone, what she said, almond and turmeric, all the like anti-inflammatory properties really good to recover. And absolutely, female has to gone through with many things. Because of that, their relationship get affect, their body get affect, and they don't take care of that. So I recommend every woman they should start taking initiative and give more priority to their own health because they're taking care of your entire family. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, now let's come to the next question. What is the one small lifestyle change that deliver the fastest relief for people with chronic neck issue?
Okay, one small lifestyle change. I would suggest a 10-minute walk post meals. I think it's magic. It reduces our inflammation first. It will stabilize your insulin levels. That is, again, a hormone. It will improve your digestion, and the neck will finally stop overcompensating for that. People actually think healing is very difficult, complicated even, but sometimes I think it's just a small 10 minutes walk that helps.
Beautifully, beautiful. Nowadays, people, what they do, once they eat their dinner, they directly go to sleep and they disturb their sleep. And I've seen that. So, people, walking is really good, very rightly said by Sana, like it improve your digestion. With that, you can add Vajrasana also in your routine. If people who have a knee pain, they should avoid, but Vajrasana also really good for the digestion part. Good, good. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, so now I have a next question to you. I think it's very interesting. How many of you are enjoying this interview? Please type I means E. Please type E so that I want to see like everyone is listening or sleeping. I want to hear at least, I want to get a reply of at least 15 or 20. That's mean we will continue this interview. Okay, I can see. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deepak, Shalini, Mohammed, Kushagra, Amit, Supriya, Nirja, Rohan, Kanan, Radhika, Fatima, Hital. Wow, wow, wow. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very good. So here, if so, there are 27 people. If we remove two of us, if you have any question related diet, this is a very good opportunity to ask Sana about your question. Okay, so that because we have just completed almost the question, Sana, I will ask you more question because even I am enjoying to take the interview. I should take
All
more
right.
often. Okay, so now my next question is why do deficiency like vitamin D and B12 go unnoticed for a year? And what early signs should people look for?
Great. So vitamin D and B12 are very common in India, very, very common, even though we have so much sunlight. I think first of all, we are all kind of vegetarians. Secondly, we do not go out in sunlight. Third, we put a lot of sunscreen. Fourth, we are always in front of screens. We are always working. So this is the reason, first, the cause why we are deficient in D and B12. Also, these like these deficiencies, they go very dramatically uphill. It doesn't directly show on it, they are very sneaky again. So it starts with fatigue first. You feel tired all the time. You could have tingling sensations in your fingers, in your legs. There would be mood swings. Sometimes you're very happy, sometimes you're very upset, sometimes you're just crying for no reason, sometimes you don't feel sleepy, sometimes it's oversleep. So these are all mood swings happening. And then there is neck heaviness, or there's a tension built up in the shoulder and neck area. So this is all deficiencies which goes unnoticed because you don't know that what has happened and why till the time you do your blood test. And people, I don't think they do their blood test every 6 months, which should really be a thing. Even if not 6 months, at least a year, they should go for an annual checkup. And if you do, you can actually find out your deficiencies very easily. And I think by the time people notice, it's always like a gap of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Till the time they are living with all those problems, thinking it is very normal in this era. Like we are stressed because of work. There's so much work that your body is responding this way, but it's not. Sometimes, obviously, the stress do play a role, but then the deficiencies are surely there. So I would suggest like every year do an annual checkup. It is great. Do it for yourself, do it for your whole family, so that you know. And your neck actually warns you. So the first stage is where your neck, your shoulders, your spine, your back, it will let you know there is some problem. But then till the time you actually find the problem, it's too late.
Interesting, interesting. Can you please tell me like a source of vitamin D and B12? This is actually I'm taking out of this question, but because you are said just
Okay.
now, so just tell me about what is the food like vitamin D because I have seen people in my workshop, they having this bulge, they have a spondylitis, nerve compression, they're having this problem, and because of that, bone become weak. So I have
Right.
a question here. Vitamin, what is the source food of vitamin D, B12? That is the first question I'm asking here, which you suggest for this audience. And second, what is the better time a person need to do test? What's the age? Like I heard, like people who need to do medical tests, blood test after 30. Is it correct? Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I'll go with the sources. For vitamin B12, the problem is you have it in the non-vegetarian options like eggs, dairy. Milk, curd, paneer, cheese is a vegetarian option, but some vegan do not have that. But dairy products, egg, chicken, fish, they have vitamin B12. For vegetarian, like vegan, there's absolutely nothing from these options, but then they can go for fortified cereals, like Kellogg's and stuff. They have B12 added. So you can go for that. If not, you can go for the supplements if you're vegan. Supplements like methylcobalamin, 1000 mcg. So you can go daily for that. Okay, that is the first question. And vitamin D sources, the best source for vitamin D is sunlight. Just 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight between 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on your arms and your legs. No sunscreen, obviously, and it can be daily or it can be alternate days. So it depends. Food sources are very limited again, but again there are fortified orange juices, fortified cereals, milk, egg yolk if you can have, mushrooms if you can have. So these are all sources for vitamin D. And if at all you want to go for vitamin D3 supplements, you all can go. First of all, it has to be D3 and not D2, the supplement. And D3 supplement, if you're taking weekly, it has to be 60,000 IU. If you're taking it daily, it has to be around 1,000 to 2,000, like a daily
This is for
maintenance course.
this is for all age, or this is only for particular. This is one for
It is
everyone.
above 18. But then obviously once you get your results, your reports, it depends on how low your levels are. And for B12, there are injections available, if not the supplements. If your levels are very low, the doctors will give you injections. If they are moderately low, they'll give you supplements. If they are borderline low, they'll give you a supplement once a month. So it all depends on your reports. So that is the reason we do the reports, and then we check like how much and what value do we add. It's not very randomly added to anybody. So that is one thing, because people do just randomly start taking over the counter medicines. So it doesn't work like that. Second question was regarding who should do the test and how often they should do the test. So if you have diabetes, if you've got thyroid, if you've got some cholesterol, fatty liver, some kind of issues, you do it 3 months, like every 3 months, above 18. Okay. If you do not have any of these issues, you just want to know what is happening with your deficiencies, you can do it 6 monthly or a yearly. Depends on you.
Okay, very interesting here. Yeah, I've seen nowadays, not on nowadays, everyone love having fast food, pizza, vada pav, and thinking that's a good source of vitamin D, vitamin 12. So, whatever Sana said, all the milk source, all the non-veg, vegetarian, or some supplements she suggested, using that. Very important, very interesting. So, let us come to the next question. If someone feel overwhelmed with improving their health, what is a simple and first step you recommend?
Okay. So do not get overwhelmed with so many things happening right now. What you can do is start with very basic, like hydration and regular meals. Not perfect, but regular meals. Okay, when the body starts feeling safe, when it starts feeling fed, hydrated, supported, it will stop sending pain signals. So you do not need a transformation or something like that. You just need to begin with it. clearly have like 2 to 3 liters of water, have regular meals like breakfast, lunch, dinner, have two snacks in between, like small snacks, not something very big or something junk, but have something like a fruit, a buttermilk, chanas or sprouts, whatever you like. Eggs, if you like, you can have that. Nuts, you can have. So there are a lot of options for snacks. So just start with anything small and see how your body reacts, and then you will feel, you'll start feeling better, and then you can go for perfect meals or something like that. But I think regular meals are okay. So Gajendra, I have like a surprise for everybody, like all your participants. Once we are
Wow.
done with the thing, I will be sharing with them like a portion control guidelines, which will actually help them start with. So, whatever question you asked, they'll have the answers to it. So, I'll share that with them.
Okay, great, great, fantastic. Before that, before you share, Sana, I just want to know how many of you are enjoying this thing. First, you can tell. And do I need to continue asking the interview question, or should Sana shared about the tips and the presentation she want? If interview type I, if you want presentation type P, because Sana, you have a getting a good reminder. People are enjoying your interview. Let's see. You can go with the vote. So there is a mixture of answer. P I. It's like सब लोग पी के आई. Comedy. Okay. Okay. I'll just ask you three, four questions. Is it okay for you, Sana?
Sure.
All right. Yes. Yes. They are also enjoying, and that's nice. So let me just go the reverse question, which I have selected some of. Okay. If someone is doing yoga, this is actually I'm asking for my student who are continuously doing with me for 90 days. If someone is doing yoga regularly, what kind of diet support faster recovery for flexibility?
Perfect. So, anti-inflammatory diet, which is very important. What is anti-inflammatory? Is basically whenever you do yoga or any form of exercise, your body really inflames, your muscles, everything inflames. So we provide anti-inflammatory diet to them. It's very simple. It's the name and the title feels like a lot of things, but it's very simple. You just have nuts every day. You need to have like a green tea or a herbal tea every day. You can go with very easy options like turmeric, ginger. So haldi ka doodh, if you want, you can have that. Turmeric milk is great. You can also have like a ginger, pepper, turmeric water. So all this is anti-inflammatory. So when once you start adding all these things every day to your diet, your inflammation comes down. So I think that is one thing which we can start.
Wonderful. How many of you writing this all the information which Sana is giving? If you are writing, type W. If you are writing also, yeah, I've seen Supriya. You are very sincere student, and even Amit also start writing. That's good, Amit. That's lovely. That's lovely. Okay, Momaji is writing, but I can't see you, Momaji.
I think everyone is writing, and even if they're not writing, we'll have questions later on for you then. So you remember
Ah, you,
everything.
yeah. You can take a test of that. Let's see, like how many of they're listening. Okay, so I will ask two more questions, Sana. Then you can come to your presentation. Okay, and yeah,
Sure.
people who are in my 90 days challenge, you have a good news. This recording will be there in your Next Flex Yoga website. This is only exclusive for my 90 days student. So if any of you are from not from 90 days, you can welcome to join 90 days. Okay. So next question. This is for mainly most of the people they having this problem related gut. Does gut health play a role in muscular pain, stress, posture issue?
100%. The gut plays a role in everything. If your gut is not okay, if it is constipated, if you have any of the problems in gut like acidity or burps issues, anything related to gut will actually form a problem in your back, in your stomach, in your neck, in your spine. So It is very important that you keep your gut very strong, and it's very simple again. See, the things are very simple. I think people have complicated it too much. Just having buttermilk or curd every day is a very good probiotic that will help your gut. Eating too much of bread, pizza, all of this will actually cause your gut to have a imbalance. You can have it once in a while. I'm not saying that we restrict it completely. Obviously, we are all human and we will eat something from outside sometimes. But every day, if you're having those junk, that will have a problem on your gut. Secondly, what you can do is like have a khichdi, plain khichdi sometimes in a week. Give your gut some time to relax. Have your meals on time. Like if you're having dinner by 10 or 11, when will your gut actually digest your meals? It will not work when you're sleeping because you sleep at 1 or 2. The gut and everything, the hormone cycle, everything starts at 10 o'clock. That is why we recommend having early meals, like early dinners. So at least give your gut some time to digest. If you're not giving that time, the gut will actually not work. Then you'll get acne, hair fall, your body is all stiffened. You will have like the constipation problem. Also, fruits, fiber. So, whatever you eat, जो चबाते हैं, whatever you are chewing, that will help you with the fiber part and that will help you with your gut. Drink a lot of water. Again, hydration is very, very, very important. So, I think just including a buttermilk, just including curd, every day would like help the gut.
Yeah, yeah. Nowadays, people they take probiotic as a dessert after their meal. They feel like a dessert is a very good probiotic, which you should have a curd, lassi, and all, which is really good. That's really very good clarity because lots of people who don't do. And in Ayurveda also it said, yeah, all the disease start from the belly.
Gut.
Yes, that is the main source of all the disease. Like around 80,000 of disease come from there. So, as you mentioned about hydration, can you please explain about the hydration? Let me just give you the question about this. Does dehydration really cause neck tightness? How much water is ideal? This is the last question I want to ask.
Sure, obviously the hydration plays a role in everything because it has oxygen. Your body will stiffen if you're not drinking well. So even if you're not having like even if you have a lot of like fiber, fruits, everything is great. But if there is no water, everything is gone. Our body is made up of like water. So if you're not actually hydrating yourself, everything goes haywire. So I think it again depends on your weight of how much liters to drink, but the ideal what is important is around 2.5 to 3 liters
Absolutely. Our body is made up of water, very rightly said, around 70 to 80% of water we have in body.
water. Yeah.
But we don't drink water. We just take soda. We have so much of thumbs up and all as a water. Very bad thing. Yes.